Welcome to our deep dive on Peec AI, a platform built to measure your brand's visibility in AI-powered search experiences. If you have noticed that questions which once drove organic clicks are now answered directly by ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Google's AI overviews, you are not alone. Generative engines are changing how buyers discover and evaluate products. The key question is simple. When a buyer asks an AI system for recommendations in your category, do you show up? How often, and in what context? Peec AI is designed to answer exactly that. Let's start with what Peec AI is. It is an AI search visibility monitoring tool. It tracks your brand's presence across leading AI search engines and answer experiences, including ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI overviews. It analyzes whether your brand is cited, which sources are referenced, how often competitors are mentioned, and the sentiment of the generated text. Think of it like a visibility console made for AI search rather than traditional blue links. Why does this matter now? Traditional SEO remains vital for classic SERPs, but it does not guarantee inclusion in generative answers. You can rank first for a transactional keyword and still be missing when someone asks an AI assistant for the best solutions in your category. That gap can translate into lost awareness, fewer evaluations, and fewer opportunities for your sales team. Monitoring AI visibility turns a hidden risk into measurable data that content, PR, and product marketing teams can act on. How does Peec AI work at a high level? You define a set of prompts and questions that prospective buyers ask. These include category head terms, comparison queries, solution fit questions, integration needs, and regional or language variants. The platform then checks how different AI engines respond to those prompts on a schedule. It records whether your brand appears, which citations are attached, what position or prominence you have, and how competitors are represented. It also classifies sentiment to help you distinguish positive recommendation language from neutral summaries or negative mentions. What metrics should you expect? First, citation frequency, which shows how often your brand appears across prompts and engines. Second, share of recommendations, a competitive view of how frequently each brand is suggested in a given category. Third, sentiment and context, which helps you understand if the AI portrays your strengths, pricing, integrations, or limitations accurately. Fourth, coverage by engine, geography, and language, so you can see where you lead and where you lag. Finally, trend analysis over time, letting you evaluate whether content programs, digital PR, or product launches affect AI visibility. How do teams use these insights? Content teams use the citation analysis to guide research-backed articles, solution pages, and documentation that AI engines can cite. PR teams identify which publications and analyst reports the engines trust and prioritize earned media with those sources. Product marketing teams review how the AI describes key differentiators and course-correct messaging. Agencies roll up visibility dashboards across clients using benchmarks to justify program spend and optimize campaigns. Executives use the summary metrics to understand category position in the channels shaping buyer perception. Let's talk setup. Start with a list of buyer intent prompts. Include category-level questions like best platform for, solutions for, or compare product A versus product B. Add integration queries such as works with platform X or API support for Y. Consider use case prompts, pricing questions, and regional variants. Organize them into groups by funnel stage and market segment. Ingest your canonical brand name plus known variants and misspellings. Define the competitor set that matters to each product line. Then enable monitoring across the engines you care about. From there, the platform will populate dashboards and alerts as results roll in. What about data operations and governance? Treat prompts as a managed catalog. Add owners, review cadence, and change logs, so that you can trace shifts in visibility back to changes in prompts or content. Tag prompts with product IDs or GTM programs to connect AI visibility to roadmap and campaign decisions. Export data to your BI environment to align with pipeline analytics. Set alert thresholds for material changes, such as a sudden drop in recommendation share or a major sentiment swing after a news event. Pricing and plans typically scale by the number of tracked prompts, refresh frequency, and engine coverage. If you are testing the waters, start with a focused set of high-intent questions in your primary market. If you manage multiple brands or regions, budget for expanded prompt catalogs and higher check frequencies. Because AI answers can fluctuate as models update, more frequent checks will increase data resolution and help you catch short-lived changes. Let's address limits and caveats. AI systems update often, so visibility can be volatile. Not every answer is reproducible in exact wording, especially when personalization or geographic context is involved. Sentiment analysis is a helpful directional signal, but not a legal or brand safety guarantee. Some niche languages or markets may have lighter coverage. Private user sessions are not directly observable, so measurements rely on standardized prompts and consistent environments. Despite these constraints, the aggregated trends provide a strong basis for action. How does Peec AI compare to alternatives and complements? Classic rank trackers and SEO suites remain essential for web search visibility. They are not built to measure conversational answers. Manual spot checks across ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI overviews can provide anecdotal evidence but do not scale, and they miss trends. Peec AI centralizes measurement across engines and adds competitive share, sentiment, and time series, which are the core analytics needed for strategy. What actions can you take once you see the data? If your brand is underrepresented, review the citations that dominate answers and pursue coverage with those sources, whether they are documentation, research studies, or media articles. Strengthen authoritative content that addresses buyer intent questions clearly, with structured data and verified claims. Publish integration guides and customer stories that answer common solution fit prompts. Partner with influential communities and analysts that AI engines frequently cite. If sentiment is off, refine messaging and provide clear evidence to address misconceptions. Who benefits most from Peec AI? B2B SaaS companies that rely on research-driven buyers. Consumer brands in high-consideration categories like financial services, health, or technology hardware. Agencies managing portfolios across regions and languages. PR and communications teams focused on reputation and thought leadership. Leaders responsible for category design who need early warning signals about shifts in perception. What does success look like? Over several months, you should see increased citation frequency for your brand on your highest intent prompts, improvement in share of recommendations versus your competitor set, better alignment between AI descriptions and your positioning, and fewer gaps in markets where you have strong offerings. Tie these indicators to content and PR milestones to demonstrate influence. Finally, how should you get started? Define a focused prompt list that mirrors your buyer journey. Establish a baseline across engines. Identify the top 5 sources most frequently cited in answers for your category. Launch a targeted program to earn or improve coverage in those sources. Remeasure after each campaign and report trend changes to stakeholders. This creates a clear feedback loop that connects AI visibility to specific actions. In summary, Peec AI gives marketers, product teams, and executives a way to quantify how generative engines present their brand at the exact moments buyers ask for guidance. If you care about being included, accurately described, and competitively positioned in AI answers, this kind of monitoring is becoming as fundamental as web search analytics. Use the insights to orchestrate content, PR, partnerships, and product enablement so that when buyers ask AI for the best solution, your brand is part of the answer.